Okay. Good morning. Now we'll see fourth unit, that is cash flow and fund flow technique. So in that unit we are going to see elements of cost. Okay. Oh, costing is an important concept in account. So elements of cost or the elements which constitute the cost of manufacture of a product. Okay, so it is divided broadly into three categories. One is material, labor, expense. Okay, so direct material, indirect material, in labor, direct and indirect. Similarly, in expense we have direct and indirect. So material, in material we have direct and indirect. So direct material, it represents the raw material. Okay. So consider an example, milk is a direct material of ghee. Okay. So the cost of direct material varies according to the level of output. Okay. And indirect material, here we require to produce a product but is not directly identified. So see an example. Okay, so the use of nails to make a table. Okay, that is, it is not a finished part. Okay, it does not form a part of finished product, but it will be the proportion for the finished product. Okay, so direct means either raw material or goods. So the cost of indirect material does not vary in direct proportion of the product like the direct material. So next one is labor. Okay, so here also we have direct and indirect labor. Okay, so direct labor, it refers to the amount which paid to the workers who are directly engaged in the production of in the manufacturing goods. Okay, so it directly varies with the level of output. Whereas in indirect labor, the amount paid to worker who are not directly engaged in the manufacturing, and also it does not directly varies with the level of output. And expenses, so direct expense, so which is incurred by the enterprise to produce a product. Okay, so to deliver to create a product. Okay, the production cannot take place without incurring this expense. So if your product you are producing one product means definitely it has this expense, that is direct expense, and similarly it has directly varies with the level of production, whereas in indirect it is not directly varies with the production, whereas it is incurred by the organization to produce, so in indirect way. Okay, so for example, power expense for the production of pen. Okay, so for pen, so the direct expense will be, and that cost of that ink and the cost of the nib, everything. Okay, so indirect is the power consumption for producing the pen. And the important concept one is overhead. Okay, so in overhead also we can see indirect, that is this indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expense comes under overhead. Okay, so we have some types of, the four types of overhead, that is factory, administrative. So the first one is factory overhead. The factory overhead or production overhead or the works overhead, which refers to the expense of a company which happen during the production time. Okay, and also during the protect within the production area. It may be a rent, rates and taxes of factory canteen expense, example, or factory overhead. Okay, administrative overhead, this is also an expense to the expense which are incurred in a connection with the general administration of the organization. So that comes under salary of administrative staff, postage, telegram, telephone, or stationery, or all comes under administrative overhead. And the next one is selling overhead. So this incurs in connection with the sales or selling. Okay, so salary of sales department staff and the travelers commission and advertisement comes under selling overhead, whereas distribution comes under and delivery van expenses, loading and unloading, for loading products into the vehicle and unloading it, and customs duty, the salary of the delivery person. So these all comes under distribution overhead. Okay, so this will be connection with the delivery or distribution of finished goods and services from the manufacturer to the consumers. Okay, so these are all the elements of the cost.